We'll crack down on the predatory speculators that stack the deck against you.
You got 6 years.
So
to do
no
something,
more
buddy.
blind bidding.
You had 6 years
No
to do
more
something. You
foreign
didn't do
wealth
anything.
being.
The Liberal government has proposed to ban blind bidding. What does this mean for the Toronto market? With the election right around the corner, all of the parties have proposed their housing platforms, and to be frank, none of them are really that great in my opinion. Liberals have proposed banning blind bidding, which is really hitting headlines hard. So I figured I'd make a quick video and give everyone the facts. First of all, what is blind bidding? Well, it just means that if you put an offer on a property and there is a competing offer on the property, your offer, its contents and price cannot be disclosed to any other buyer, which also means that you don't know what any other offer competing against you is. For a lot of buyers in this market, that can feel really frustrating because it just feels like you're bidding yourself up in price, not knowing what everyone else is bidding. The first thing I wanted to find out is there a case study that we can look to that has actually banned blind bidding and what happened in that market? And it turns out that there is. Australia, who actually has the same, if not worse, of a supply shortage as we do, has a very similar situation. They have a massive landscape with only a few dense areas of population, and they banned blind bidding. What was the result? Well, prices went up. In fact, prices went up so dramatically that they actually mirrored our market. In 2020 and 2021, since the pandemic hit, Australia saw an increase of price as a percentage basis, basically almost identical to us in Canada. Now, there aren't a whole lot of studies that are done comparing the blind bidding process from an open auction, but the empirical data that we do have suggests that an open auction actually increases prices slightly more. It's not a huge difference, but it is worth noting. The second thing I want to touch on is another huge potential problem that I'm not seeing many of the news outlets picking up on quite yet, which is escalation clauses. Now, what is an escalation clause and how come I've never heard of it? An escalation clause is a clause in an offer that triggers an automatic increase in price once someone else has beaten them in price. Well, you've never heard of an escalation clause because we have blind bidding. Escalation clauses are not used in our market because it can only be triggered if you know someone is beating you and you need to know by how much as well. What does this mean for you? Well, if you're bidding on a house and someone's using an escalation clause, it actually means that the process in which you're bidding and the time that it takes to get a deal done, pricing would actually increase faster during the process because people aren't taking time to think about their increase in price. It's happening automatically. Escalation clauses do have caps on them, but it's unclear whether or not that information would be allowed to be disclosed to other buyers.
While I was editing, I just realized I missed a quick point. So I don't think that escalation clauses are going to become rampant throughout our marketplace just because we move to an open auction system. The point I was getting at is that we can't predict the ripple effect of what a system-wide change like this will do, or if it's even going to be good for the consumer at all. In fact, I'm really open to the idea of more transparency. I prefer it working in the industry. But based on all of the research I've done, there doesn't seem to be any qualitative or quantitative evidence to support the notion that moving to an open auction would alleviate pricing.
So if you're a buyer who is really frustrated with blind bidding, be careful what you wish for because an open auction process might actually be a lot more frustrating. The problem here is simple. Economists have been telling us for quite some time that you cannot fix a supply problem with manufacturing a demand solution, which is exactly what the government is proposing to do. In short, affordability of housing is a super hot topic, and it's not really clear what the solution is to fix that problem. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a lot more content on this issue and other related topics, and I hope you find this useful. If you like this content, please feel free to like and subscribe. I am going to be starting a new YouTube channel, and if you disagree with me, please feel free to comment below. I love hearing the discourse. Enjoy the weather because it won't last, and we'll see you soon.